Abundant Hope Naturals, the official fruit smoothie for Sports Night. Come recharge with a delicious fruit smoothie full of protein and your choice of supplements. Find out the latest Madison County sports information from Richmond Register sports editor Nathan Hutchison, coming up next. Madison County Sports Night is brought to you by Total Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. Wynn's Auto Detailing Service. Snappy Tomato Pizza. Pizza. Metronet Fiber and KYmedia.net. Does your business or organization want to sponsor Madison County Sports Night on the Richmond Register Sports channels? Hit us up on social media.
Well, welcome into another coffee edition of Madison County Sports Night Live, Monday, March the 6th.
You okay there? You good?
Yeah. I'm so choked up when I do this show. It's so emotional. No.
It's being with me.
Hey guys, I'm so not used to doing this at 7 o'clock at night. So see, I'm very confused. See, my body is like, what are you doing? It's only 7 o'clock, but we don't have any games tonight, folks. And get out of here a little bit early. And I know Randy's the most happiest person on the face of the earth that we're doing this at 7:15 in the afternoon or the evening.
Yay!
So the basketball season kind of over here in Madison County. We have a week here, kind of not a whole lot going on, but every time you think there's not a lot going on, something happens. And that happened today, of course. Something always pops up. But I was here this afternoon doing my normal stuff, and I got an email from a text message from Madison Southern Athletic Director Jay Simmons. It basically said, check your email. I had a feeling what it was, and I opened it up, and that's exactly what it was. The news was that Madison Southern boys basketball coach Bill Bevan had stepped away after one season, 19-14. The Eagles were the runner-up in the 44th District Tournament, lost in the opening round of the 11th Region Tournament to Lexington Catholic, 69-50 last week. There were some bright moments in this season. The Southern won the Lee's famous Recipe Holiday Classic there in Berea, defeating Pulaski County and Danville Christian. Also went down to Florida and picked up a couple of wins there against some Florida teams. But kind of had a feeling this was coming. I know this kind of been the feeling around the program as it coming off last year with a district championship and a berth into the semifinals of the 11th region, that the expectations had been big time raised around the program. And I think there was a sense that this was kind of a letdown year. And so Bill's stepping away there. And this is the statement on the screen there from Jay Simmons that he sent out to us and all the other media here locally. And but he is stepping aside. And he's been a long-time assistant there, first-time head coach. And so it's I'm sure it's disappointing for everybody involved down there. So we'll have to see how that search goes and where they go from here. But Madison Southern will have next year, and will be the third coach in 3 years, Austin Newton, Bill Bevins, and then whoever they pick to move into there. So that's kind of the breaking news of the day. Well, on top of that, in addition to my regular duties around here, I often have to dip into other things as well. And one of them for the past, year plus now, has been following this EKU OVC lawsuit. And I know nothing about this legal stuff. And this has been, so I rely a lot on our editor, Ricky Pryor, to help me out with a lot of this stuff. But this is a very complicated case. This is a case now that is almost 600 days since the OVC filed the lawsuit against EKU, seeking the $1 million exit fee, which is pretty clearly stated in the OVC Constitution that if you don't give 2 years' notice, you have to pay a $1 million exit fee. EKU has originally tried to get the case dismissed, saying that the OVC Constitution wasn't a legally binding document. The judge rejected that. And then they tried to countersuit, basically where they said the OVC broke the contract, not them. But what really the nuts and bolts of this thing, and Judge Philip Shepard up at the Franklin Circuit Court is obviously very, very frustrated is EKU will not produce the documents that the OVC wants them to. This is now over a year since Philip Shepard, the judge, demanded that they, well, not demanded, that he ordered them to do discovery. And of course, we found out back in January that EKU officials had been using private email accounts to do official university business, and the OVC wants to see what's in those. And the EKU not been very forthcoming with those documents, and the judge has had enough, folks, and he ruled on February the 28th. It was just posted today on CourtNet, but ruled that the EKU will now have to pay the legal fees of the OVC as this case draws on to almost 600 days. Taxpayers of Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky University is this is what they're using your money for, folks. I hate to be that way, be negative, as some people would say, but EKU is a publicly funded university that takes our money, and they're now having to pay the legal fees of the OVC as they try to fight off a lawsuit about this. So I want to read one quote, if I can pull it up here. Where did it go? Where did it go? All right. Once again, I'm always well prepared here, huh? But lots of stuff stuck out in this filing by this ruling by the judge. But I think this one statement here at the very bottom really sticks out, and it sticks out so much that I can't find it. It says those emails shall be produced, and the court will impose sanctions as necessary to ensure their production. The judge stated, EKU's continued delay and failure to follow the court's orders undermines the basic principles of our civil justice system. That is a very damning statement, folks, and we'll keep on this and see where it goes from here. But the judge gave EKU 20 days to get this done, to provide the documents that are needed from those private email accounts. Remember, it was David McFadden, president, Matt Roan, athletic director, and then at the time the Board of Regents chair, Diaz, who were the ones who were using personal emails to communicate back and forth, along with University Counsel Dana Foles. So the OVC wants to see the OVC knew they were using private email accounts. Let's put it that way. So now they've kind of backed them into a little bit of a corner here, and EKU won't produce those documents. So RichmondRegister.com, there's a story about it if you want to read a little bit more. It's fascinating, folks. It really is. This case, 580 days, like I said, almost 600 days, is still in the discovery stage because EKU basically has delayed now for more than a year to provide the information that the OVC is seeking. And there's no telling how long this will go on for now, and how much, every day both sides keep piling up legal fees with every hearing and every motion and everything going on. So it just goes on and on, man. So we'll stay on it. We will not let up. We'll let you know what's going on. I don't think I've seen any other media reporting on it. Not even the student newspaper over there, which probably should be, but that's okay. All right, well, that's about all we got for you today. So let's flash back a little bit over the weekend and tell you a little bit about some things that happened there. EKU women wrapped up their season maybe on Sunday, falling in the first round of the quarterfinals of the ASUN tournament to Austin Peay 73-55 down in Clarksville, Tennessee. And Antoinette Walker 18 points, Alice Recanati 11 points. EKU finishes up at 18-14. They have a net RPI rating of 241. But in the post-game radio interview, Coach Greg Todd said that EKU had been invited to a postseason tournament, a little 3-day tournament that would be over spring break. He didn't say what or where or when, but he also indicated that he wasn't sure yet whether or not the Colonels would accept that bid. And it was being over spring break. He said he had a lot of older players, veteran players, he said. I shouldn't say old. That's not very nice. Veteran players who might not be interested in playing in it. And it's over spring break. So a lot of folks may already have plans and everything like that. So EKU women's season may not be over yet. Not sure. I guess we'll just await word from Mr. Roan and all the folks over at Eastern Kentucky University. And same thing with the men's team. The men's team fell in the semifinals of the ASUN tournament to Liberty on Thursday. Post-game radio interview, A.W. Hamilton said the Colonels had been approached by the CBI about a potential bid to that tournament, but that was before the ASUN tournament had started, and EKU won the quarterfinal and moved into the semifinals. And so A.W. did not know whether or not there was still a spot if they could get into that tournament or what. But so that's potential as well. So EKU men and women's basketball seasons may not be over yet. We just have to sit around here and hang out and kind of hear what they have to say. So the Madison Central boys basketball team's season definitely came to an end on Saturday, losing in the 11th region semifinals to Frederick Douglass, 74-55. A hard-fought battle there, but Douglass opened up the second half on a 19-4 run and pulled away. Hit 9 3-pointers, shot almost 50% or better than 50% from the field or from three-point range for a team that only shot 30% from deep on the season. So 19-15 wraps up the season for Madison Central. And Frederick Douglass and Lexington Catholic are playing right now as we speak in the 11th Region Championship over at Alumni Coliseum. So I'll tell you about that tomorrow. I'll tell you who won there. But in that final game of the season, it was Jalen Davis, 27 points for Central, and Jaden West with 17 points. So looking ahead to tomorrow, we do have some spring sports action starting up, and I'll be out there to get some pictures and highlights and all that type stuff. But Madison Central and Models tennis teams are both at home. So I'm going to try to swing by and get some pictures and stuff from both of that. And then rest of the week, we have some tennis. And then the baseball and softball high school-wise does not kick in until next week. So we should have a couple of more early nights like this. What do you think, Randy? I knew you were going to do that. That's for sure. So seriously, folks, go. We've been covering the EKU OVC stuff. Go to the website, read it. It's really, I mean, it's hard to read into a legal document, kind of what is on somebody's mind. But clearly this judge is very frustrated with EKU. And at this point, he has sanctioned them and said, you will pay the OVC's legal bills from this point on. And so he, like I said, we're still in the discovery stage of this. The judge hasn't even gotten to the deliberation part to decide whether or not EKU will have to even pay the $1 million yet. They may not have to pay the $1 million. I mean, who knows? But at this point, it's just dragging on, and it appears that he is the word I used in the article was frustrated, and it certainly appears that way. So, but I hate writing about legal stuff. Can we just get this over with so I don't have to write this stuff anymore?
Exactly. So speaking of, what kind of happy music do you have coming up tonight for us, Nathan?
Happy music? Well, I was going to stick with the.
Oh, what are we sticking?
I'm going to stick with the whole legal thing.
Oh, so we got some legal. Okay. Yeah.
I thought about
this
going.
This will be interesting, legal stuff.
I thought about going with Judas Priest, Breaking the Law, but I said, well, no, they're not really breaking the law. You can't break the law. So I figured I'd go with the judge. The judge sounds pretty pissed off, so I figured we'd go with Anthrax. I am the law. I am the law.
I am the law.
It's really more about police, I think, than about judges. But either way.
Law.
There you go, 7:24. You can go home, Randy. You can just replay this later, right? It's okay.
Exactly.
All right, folks, we'll get some tennis action for you tomorrow, and we'll also keep an ear out about EKU men's and women's basketball, and hopefully their seasons are still going on. So see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.
Abundant Hope Naturals, the official fruit smoothie for Sports Night. Come recharge with a delicious fruit smoothie full of protein and your choice of supplements. Madison County Sports Night is brought to you by Total Comfort, Heating and Air Conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote.
Wynn's Auto Detailing Service.
Snappy Tomato Pizza. Pizza. Metronet Fiber and KYmedia.net. Does your business or organization want to sponsor Madison County Sports Night on the Richmond Register Sports channels? Hit us up on social media.